Okay. Hi everyone, this is Ita with Ita Thoughts, and we're here today to create a little home for this mermaid that I have here, and we're gonna get started. To save time, I put gesso on my page, and about now it's already dry, so I'm gonna be using my journal today. And the type of journal I'm using is, can you guys see that? It's a Canson extra large journal, and it's specifically for mixed media. And I love it. The pages are so resistant. You can work on it without gessoing your pages, and you won't get no leakage, seepage. So let's get started. Okay, so hi everyone. Thanks for sticking along for so long. I was having Ustream problems, but I think everything's taken care of now. The first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna be working with a couple different mediums. And basically mixed media is that, the mixture of different mediums to create a piece of art. So these are the watercolors I use. These are very, very inexpensive. I got them at Michael's. They're Artist Lofts. Their product is pretty good, and it's very affordable. I got this for like $5 or $6 at Michael's. And these are watercolors. You get 12 real cool colors. So I'm going to be playing with those. And we're going to be using also some acrylic paint. And I have some India ink here. And some Lindy Stamp Gang sprays. We're going to be using those. And if you guys haven't ever tried out Basics gloss gel medium, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. This is totally a fabulous product. It's a glue, and it's a sealant, and it leaves your pages just beautiful, and it, you know, makes the colors vibrant. So let me give you a little quick view of something, you know, that I've done. And I'm just starting off on my new journal, so I only have 2 pages made so far. So with that said, we're gonna get started. I have some drywall tape here that I'm gonna use, and I am not at home, so I had to pack up my supplies to bring with me. So I didn't really bring much with me. I just randomly got stuff. This is just some Scotch tape, decorative tape that I'm gonna use, and I'm just gonna randomly cut pieces and randomly stick it on my page. This is gonna start building up the layers of texture, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be building up layers and layers of texture. Some stuff is going to get lost in the process, and some stuff is going to peek out through all the color and all the, you know, paint and all the stuff you do to it. So let's see what we come up with. And like I said, we're gonna randomly just, you know, cut different size pieces. There is no science, no special tool. All you need is your imagination, and that's about it. An open mind. So I'm gonna she's pretty big, so I'm not gonna have very much space, you know, to create much of a scenery like I have in my other pages, but it'll work. Yeah, gesso is like the primer to your page, so that no matter what surface you're working on, it protects your page, you know, and it allows the paper or your surface to soak up whatever you throw at it. So my page is curling up here, and since I'm using tape anyway on the background, I'm just going to tape it down, and I'll cut it later so it doesn't continue to curl on me. It's the same thing here. I'll just cut the excess when I'm done, just to prevent my pages from curling up. So let's just randomly keep putting pieces of tape. You can use washi tape, you can use Scotch tape, you can use all kinds of stuff. You can even glue paper onto your page. So everything that you add to your page is going to be considered as a layer. So these are just different layers that we're adding on to our page. Yeah, cereal boxes are awesome to work with. You know, everyone has them, and you're being green, and you're, you know, contributing to saving the world by not, you know, minimizing your trash and recycling. I love recycling. Whatever I can get my hands on, I would recycle it. So I think that's about it. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, now the way I do things is I generally work on a background first, and then I add my image that I'm using. I collage it onto my paper. The reason I do that is because it allows me to position my picture any way I want it once the background is complete. Now, if you draw your image directly onto your page, that you can't do that. You can't move it around anymore. So that's why I do it. And because I buy a lot of stamps, I'm addicted to buying stamps and collecting images online and stuff like that. And since I do that, and I like to craft wherever I travel, it's easier for me to just scan my stamp images onto a disc and carry the disc rather than to carry all those stamps with me. I don't really pre-plan ahead of time what I create. I just randomly pick up stuff, and whatever pleases my eye, I just go for it. And I rarely do the same thing twice. So since I spend so much money on my stamps, you know, some stamps are fairly economical, but others are like really expensive. And I'm going to use them as much as I can. Just trying to finish cutting her out. I didn't have a chance to do that. Just roughly doing that, but I'll get to her later. Okay, so we're gonna start adding a layer of paint to the page. It's highly recommended that you keep 2 sources of water, 1 source to clean your brushes and 1 source to use as a thinner with your acrylics and whatnot. So I'm gonna go for like a deep type of background, deep color. My book is, I'll show you guys towards the end of the class. I kind of tape my pages down. I'll show you guys the book. But I like to use different kinds of cheap acrylic paints like Craft Smart or Americana or Delta or Folk Art. These are very inexpensive paints. And I like stocking up on a lot of colors. So now I'm just gonna kind of with a damp brush just put some water on my page, just a little bit, just to wet it a little bit. I'm gonna just put randomly just put my colors down. And a very nifty tool to have is a old credit card, just to spread your color around. Don't panic. If it looks a little bit funky, it's not supposed to look perfect from the beginning. It's the end product that you're gonna, you know, look forward to. So if it looks a little funky to you guys right now, it's okay. So this is my first layer of paint. So I'm gonna dry it really quick, not fully, but just a little bit, so that when I add my second layer, it doesn't get all muddy or you know, a little bit funky. So let me just dry this real quick. Yeah, stamps are so awesome, and the best part about scanning them onto your computer is you can resize them any size you want. You can flip them around so that the image is facing, you know, the opposite direction. You can do all kinds of stuff to them. Okay, so this is not fully dry. It's just a little bit dry, and I'm going to go ahead and add my second layer of paint, which is going to be, let's go with a little bit of green. You have to have an image in your head, you know, like we're doing an ocean scene here. So before I started, I was looking at images online of, you know, what the ocean looks like, what coral reefs look like, and stuff like that, to give me an idea. To give me an image in my head of what, you know, I might wanna do. So this is our second layer. And it's okay, the tape is starting to lift here. That's okay. I'll go back and add some white glue to it. It's gonna be dark. Mine is gonna be dark with like hints of color popping out. And at first, a lot of the stuff that you do to your page is gonna some is gonna fade away and some is gonna just pop out. So this is my second layer. Now let me go ahead and dry this a little bit. Okay, again, it's not fully dry. It's still, you know, a little wet. And let me bring it up a little bit so you guys can see. Can you guys see? Some of the tape is popping out. You can see the texture here from the drywall tape and all the other tapes I put on here. You see that? Okay, so now we're going to add our third layer of color. Since I have these watercolors out, I'm going to mix my coloring mediums here. And I'm going to put a little darker shade of blue. And this is cobalt blue. And watercolor is very highly pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. Remember that. The more water, the lighter the color. The less water you use, the more intense the color is going to be. Just gonna, you know, randomly put some on here. And I'm going to get my brush. This is my favorite brush. It's really beat up. So I'm just going to randomly just wet it a little bit. And then I'm going to go back with my card and mix it around a little bit. Like so. This blue is beautiful. I love it. Do you guys have any questions? Who's crafting with me? Who's doing this along with me? Oh, I really want to see what you guys come up with. I hope. Okay, let me add another color. So we've already put our first layers were like 3 layers of tape because we used 3 different types of tape. And our color layers, we've used 3 layers so far. So we're going to keep building our background. And little by little, it's going to start looking, you know, fabulous. Okay, and I really love this Lumiere acrylic paint. Oh, it's really beautiful, really sparkly. So I'm just going to add some of that randomly to my page. Just try to keep in mind where your image is going to be. And try to leave that area flat, you know. So mine is going to be around here. Let's see. Let me show you this. This is what it's looking like so far. Nothing too fabulous, nothing oh my god, come and look at this yet. But it's getting there. Next, let me try this. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of pink to it, and I love using these Faber-Castell water soluble colors. I'm just gonna add just little random spots of a pop of an orangey color. Now these are water soluble, and they should dilute once I add a little bit of water. Don't be afraid to get your hands in there and get dirty and play with your stuff, because sometimes your hand is the best blending tool that you can possibly have. So she's going to be kind of like in the depths of the ocean. So she's going to be really down in the ocean. It's going to be dark there. Okay, next I'm going to bring out my stencils, and I'm going to do some stenciling with some molding paste. Let me show you guys my stencil stash that I carry around with me. I'm bad. I don't carry my stamps, but I carry my stencil stash. I got this one at Michael's for $4.99. And this is from Americana. This is the stencil. This one is called Jacobin Floral. So I'm gonna use 2 or 3 different stencils. Here, I use this one. I use that. I use that. Okay. This stencil is also from Americana. This is what it looks like, and this is Art Deco. So these are the 2 stencils that I am going to be playing with. Stencils are fun. And the awesome thing is that it doesn't necessarily have to be a stencil. It can be any ordinary daily object that you have at home. Like this. This is no stencil. This is those things you use to get a grip to open your jars. That's what this is, and it's fabulous to use. You can use just about anything that has some kind of pattern on it as a stencil or a mask or a stamp. So I'm going to put this at the bottom, and I'm going to get some molding paste. And the molding paste I use is Liquitex flexible molding paste. This is what I use. And I'm going to use a palette knife. They sell these by the bunch at Michael's for $5. And you get like 4 or 5 different ones. So I'm going to get my molding paste, and I'm going to put it at the bottom so that it looks like seaweed, you know, dancing around in the ocean. And it has some flowers on it, and I don't mind. This is going to be some out of this world ocean, I guess. And I'm not going to do it perfect. I'm just going to randomly apply it, you know. Let me dry that before I put it on in a different spot. Don't worry if your molding paste bubbles a little bit. It's okay. Don't panic. Don't worry. Nothing's going to happen to it. So I want it coming along like this. Okay. You can make your own molding paste, you know that? With white glue and baking soda. So let me turn this around. And I want to use, I think this one kind of looks like a shell a little bit. So I'm going to use this one up here. Just like a background image. not as a focal point. I don't want the whole thing, so I'm just going to do part of it. Don't panic. In mixed media, guys, remember, always remember, there's no such things as mistakes. They are always creative opportunities. You know, I've created so many pages that I thought I messed up, and at the end of the day, I just kept at it and it didn't turn out that bad. So I might use it again in a little bit. Now the molding paste, although it's white, the colors underneath it tend to pop out. I need to make sure it's completely dry before I add any more paint to it. Otherwise it'll smear. Okay, so let me just show you guys so far. This is what it's looking like. Okay. So let me just, you know, put her down and see if I like what I'm looking at here so far. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Okay, so next we're gonna start playing around with some sprays. I'm gonna use several Lindy Stamp Gang sprays. And I will show you guys, tell you guys the names of it. Let me just shake them up a little bit. Okay, so these are the colors I'm going to use, and this one is Tibetan Poppy Teal and Danny Succo's Denim and Flying Monkey Midnight. And here, this is, I can't see it, it has paint on it. Delphinium Turquoise. This is my favorite right now. Sweet Violet Purple Teal. This is a fabulous color. It's my favorite right now. And Pineapple Paradise. So after you spray, you're going to dry, and then you're going to spray, and then you're going to dry. Otherwise, your colors tend to puddle and mix and become grayish or black or whatever. So I'm just going to randomly spray. I'm going to start with the light color, which is Pineapple Paradise. And this is a Starburst color, I believe. Just randomly. And heat set it. Hi there, thanks for coming back. I was terribly, fashionably late. Ustream wasn't cooperating with me. So this is going to be our first layer of spray color. And then I'm going to go with a little bit of the violet teal color with the sweet violet purple teal. And this is also a Starburst. Let me show you guys. Okay, and I'm going to heat set this. I know, I love Lindy's. Those are fabulous. I love them. I can't get enough of them. Such a great product. And they have fabulous customer service, you know? How can you go wrong? Okay, it's not fully dry, but it's workable. And next, I'm going to go with some Delphinium Turquoise. I like tilting my book a little bit to create those drippage like, you know. So tilt your book a little bit, your surface. Let the colors run as you dry them up. Oh, this is beautiful. I don't think the camera captures the shimmer from the sprays. It's, you know, and from the veneer paint. I don't think it catches the shimmer. So this is our third layer of sprays. And then we're going to continue with the Tibetan Poppy Teal. Let me show you guys. If it works. Right when you need it, it clogs up. Darn spray. Okay, I won't use this one. I'll go on with Danny Suckel's Denim. Now, I like to lift my book and spray so that the color goes in the direction that I want it to go. Tilting my book and drying it so that the colors run down. Oh, that's fabulous. I'll show you guys right now close what it's looking like here. Can you guys see that? Okay, so I'm gonna start going a little bit darker, and I'm gonna add the Flying Monkey Midnight color now. Just to show you what this looks like, I'm gonna put it on my page and spray. What is going on with my sprays? Just putting the extra paint on the page below. And a little bit goes a long way. So I'm going to bring back my image and see if I like how it's looking. And I do. I love it. Let me see if I can bring my camera a little bit closer for you guys. Let me see. Hold on, bear with me. Mm. The stencils I used are, let me show you guys again, Americana, and this one is called Art Deco Motif. These are like $5 at Michael's. And the other one I used was again from Americana, and this one is called Jacobin Floral. So let me show you guys what it's looking like. You see these black dots here? Those were with that plastic grip thing I used. Okay, so I'm gonna keep putting a little bit of dark spots, just darkening the image a little bit at the bottom. Just a little bit. Okay, I think it's almost dry. Just letting it get a little dry because it still feels a little damp. It's still a little wet. I really like the way it's coming out. It's coming out really cool. The camera can't capture it, but I'll take pictures of it and I'll post them on the craft hole on Facebook, and you guys will be able to see what it looks like. So I think I'm going to use this stencil, and I bought this stencil from a lady called S.A. Crafters, and she sells these type of stencils really cheap. She has really good customer service also. And I'm going to go back to my paints, and I'm going to use Ceramcoat paint from Delta. And this is my favorite type of paint because when you heat set it, it does fabulous things when it gets heat set. And I highly recommend you guys get some of these Delta paints. They're metallic paints. Just gonna get some with the brush. Just kind of. No, that didn't work. Okay, my brush is too wet. I'm just gonna get a brush and just randomly put some gold on here, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when I heat set it in a little bit. My page here got unstuck. Yeah, it's beat up. It's beat up really bad, my stencil. I'm not kind to my stencils. I use and abuse them. I'm not a clean, you know, I don't like clean my stencils right after. If I stop while I'm crafting to clean my stuff, it kind of takes me out of that zone that I'm in, you know. So if I stop and I clean everything I'm doing after each use, it'll take me forever. But you guys can find her on Facebook, Saw Crafters, on YouTube also. And she has some really cool stencils. I've purchased quite a few stencils from her, and they hold up very good. Let me show you how fabulous it gets when you heat set it. There. Can you guys see that? That looks like you gold leafed it. You guys see that texture? Sorry guys about the glare. Let me see if I can turn my light off. What stencil are you asking me about? You're asking me about the stencils I did the shell and the flowers with at the bottom? Or you're asking me about my beat up stencil. Okay, so next I'm going to add a little bit of chunky glitter to the bottom here so that it looks like the bottom of the ocean. And I like to use, these are from Martha Stewart. Oh, jeez, the glare. These are from Martha Stewart, and I've had them for a while, and I used them in my previous journal page that I put online. Trying to fix the colors here, guys. I'm sorry. These are from Martha Stewart, and they come in little packages like this, and it's really chunky glitter. And I'm going to use the gold and brown. Those are the ones I'm going to use. Gold and brown. And I used it in my mermaid page, the one that I put with the announcement of this class, and I'll show it to you guys so you guys can see. This is what we're going to do here. You see the glittery part there? That's what we're going to do. So we're going to use our chunky glitter, and if you don't have color glitter, you can always spray it afterwards with your Lindy sprays, the color that you want. Or you can water down some acrylic paint, like really water down, and color it like that. And I'm going to bring out my favorite medium of all time, which I told you guys is the Basics Gloss Gel Medium. It's this one. I'm going to get my paintbrush, and I'm going to add at the bottom, just randomly add the glue. You guys can also do this with your white glue. Or even glossy accents or Mod Podge. Whatever you have, ladies, whatever you have. Just gonna randomly sprinkle it on. This is the bottom, guys. I flipped it so you guys can see better how I'm sprinkling on the chunky glitter. just pat it down so that it sticks to the glue. With your fingers, just pat it down. Make sure it's stuck. So you can do a lot of things with gel medium. You can use gel medium as a top coat of your pages, your mixed media pages, to preserve it, so that if people handle your book or whatever, or your surface, you don't have to worry about smudges or anything like that. You can even do photo transfers with gel medium. It's very versatile. You can use it as an adhesive, you can use it as a top coat, you can mix it with your acrylic paints or your alcohol inks to make like enamel type finishings. You can do so many things with it. It's highly recommended that if you're gonna be a mixed media artist, to have, because you'll find several uses for it. It's very versatile. Okay, so this is dry and I like the way it's looking. This is the glitter, the chunky glitter that I just added to the bottom of my page. It kind of looks like the bottom of the ocean. Okay, I'm going to set this aside for right now, and I'm going to start coloring my mermaid. So this is my mermaid. I almost finished cutting her out. I just have a little piece here to finish cutting out. So I'm just going to cut it out really quick. And then I can start coloring her in. Now, you have two options. You can either color her separate and then add her to your project, or at this point you can start gluing her down to your surface. Gluing her down to her new home. And I printed my image on basic everyday office paper. Nothing fancy, no specific cardstock, no specific ink or nothing like that. Out of just regular ink from my printer and basic paper. Just have one more little spot here to cut. And I don't know if you guys are going to add your little fish to your project or not. I don't know at this point if I'm going to add mine, so I haven't really cut mine out yet. I am just cutting her out. There she is. Do you guys have any questions? If you can mix the Lindy stuff with the medium gel, is that what you're asking? I don't know, I haven't tried it, but it won't hurt to try. That's the beauty of, you know, of this type of art, that there is no really right or wrong way to make anything. It's all up to the imagination, you know, to the person that's creating it, what they want to do with what they have. And I originally started with jewelry, so, you know, I've branched out to different types of stuff. And I've tried, you know, crochet, and I've tried fabric stuff, and I've tried scrapbooking, and I love those things. But there's only, you know, so much that you can do with it. There's only so many mini books that I could make, and so many stuff like that, you know, and it's hard. It's hard trying to keep up with all the new paper lines and all the new stuff out there. And with mixed media, you just kind of use what you have and create stuff. So to color her, I'm going to use my some water soluble color pencils here that I have. And I have these are Faber-Castell water soluble color pencils. And I'm just gonna give her just a little tint. Just to kind of guide me. I'm going to give her kind of like a peacock effect on her tail. You can also use gelatos or your Lindy sprays to color her. I'm going to get my brush. Like this. Okay. And her hair is going to be, I don't know, let's give her some blonde highlights. I think I'm going to make her a redhead. Just randomly coloring her There's no specific technique or anything of the sort. Just randomly cut coloring it because I'm going to add water to it, so I'll mix the color around a little bit better with the water brush. There's still some little bits here that I think I'm going to cut out. Okay, then I'm going to come again with my water brush. It's a little too wet. Just let the brush do all the coloring. Like so. And I'll put it up close right now to show you guys what she's looking like. I'm going to add some orange to her hair also. Now I'm going to go in with the orange. And give her some shades of orange on there. I'm going to dry her up a little bit. Still feels wet in a lot of space, little spots, so it's not catching the the orange color. But I'll mix it in with the brush in a little bit. Yeah, I'll use some Lindy Stamp, some of the spray colors right now, and I'll show you guys. But right now I'm coloring her with Faber-Castell water-soluble color pencils. And I'll show you guys in a little bit. Instead of using water right now, I'm going to use Lindy sprays. With my brush. Don't worry if she's starting to curl up. I'm going to try using the Tibetan Poppy Teal. This is the one that was, the sprayer was a little clogged up. I'm going to get a smaller brush. Another good thing to use is if you have any makeup brushes that you don't use anymore, those are also good for using to paint with. So I'm going to go into her fin here and I add some of this beautiful blue onto it. You can color her with gelatos. You can color her with watercolors. You can with acrylic paint. It all depends on the look that you guys are going for. Really, that's what matters. What look you're going for. So you guys can see I'm using the color here, the spray to color her tail. That's beautiful. Let me show you guys up close. You see? Yeah, re-inkers are fabulous also to use. I have some little inks here that I have also. Gosh, I've had these for a long time. I think these are Lumiere inks. I'm just going to get a lid here. This is a lid from one of my recycled plastics that I have. And I thought I had. I'm going to get my wet brush and dilute it a little bit. And randomly put some shades of this color purple onto her fin here. Now I'm going to keep trying to color her hair, the rest of it. I'm just using my Faber-Castell's crayon. To finish adding some red shades onto her hair. Orangey shades. Get my brush again. And let the water and the brush blend the yellow and the orange together. Almost done here, guys. Just need to heat set her. Okay, now I'm gonna get a pen. I'm gonna get one of my gel pens, or it can be actually a regular pen, a gel pen, and I'm gonna you know, go over her features, her eyebrows, her eyes. Okay. Can you see? Yes, the fish are done the same way. But I'm not sure if I want to add fish to my page yet. I'm not sure. Probably just add like one little fish so she's not alone here. This is what it's looking like. You guys see how that shell just, you know, it's blended with the paint, but it's still, you know, has a definition. It still pops out of my page. Okay, let me use a fish. Here's my fishies. I'm going to use this one, the little seashell with the seaweed coming out of it. So let's cut out our fish. Probably put it down here. I'll give her a little friend so she's not lonely. Like this little family here of fishies here. These fish stamps, these are from Chocolate Baroque. You can go to chocolatebaroque.com, I think is their website, and they have wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stamps. Oh my god, I love their stamps. I think they're a UK company, if I'm not mistaken. So just really quick, I should color them before I cut it out so it doesn't curl up. Let us color all fish. These are going to be little goldfish. Coloring them again with my water soluble color pencils. Add a little bit of orange. Just really quick. Doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to cut it out. So, doesn't have to be perfect. I think these are, I'm trying to remember in the Finding Nemo cartoon. I think this one is red, black and white. So I'm going to make him black and white with some orange. Trying to incorporate the orange to, you know, blend in with her hair. Since I didn't use orange in my background really. Just trying to bring it all in. And I'm going to add some orange. Need to get a small brush. Try not to blend it in too much. Does anyone have any questions? Those are my fish. I'm going to do the shell too. The little seashells here at the bottom. Now these are the crayons. I thought these were Faber-Castells, but they're Neo color. And these are wonderful. You can either use them with water or without water. So it's basically whatever is plotting in your creative mind. Trying to find like a brownish tint. I'll have to use my watercolors. White. Okay, let's bring this lid back. Let's put just a little drop of watercolor. Just a little bit. I don't need that much. Let me do the leaves here real quick. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna cut it out, so don't worry, guys. Okay, next some white. Trying to get like a really light brown creamish color for the shell here. Trying to put some dark and light, you know, a little bit of both. Now, right now it doesn't have to be too perfect because you're still going to have to work on it a little bit once you put it onto your page. So really quick, I'm just going to cut them out. Actually, I have to heat set it. I might not end up using, you know, all of the fish I colored, but you never know. Just fussy cut my fish out really quick. I think the fish I got are all facing the same direction. I have to get some facing the opposite direction. Almost done with this one, and then I'll cut really quick the other ones. Oh, I'm glad you're liking it. I'm so happy you're liking the results. I can't wait to see what you guys create. It's a little scary at first. I know when you first get started, it's a little scary. You don't really know if it's gonna work or not, but you guys just have to go for it. There's no right and wrongs here. Let me flip my book around. Ah! Man down. Sorry guys, my camera fell. Sorry, my camera fell. Oh yeah, there's always room to add more and more stuff to your pages. Sometimes my problem is I don't know where to stop. So I'm really liking this. Not sure. I think I'm not gonna use the core, the seaweed here. I'm just gonna cut it out. Now that I'm looking at it, kind of have it done here already with the stenciling I did at the beginning. The wonderful thing about this is that there's always, you know, creative opportunities poking around or, you know, everywhere. You can even, you know, if this was a canvas, you can even glue real shells to this. I have a project that I did using real shells, and it looks good. It's a wall decoration I did for somebody. To put in their bathroom. These little fish take a long time. I don't think if you did the image directly onto the page rather than to cut and paste like we're doing now, I don't think you would have been able to really achieve the background like that, the way I've done it. I don't think you would have been able to do that without compromising your fish or your mermaid. I guess you can always use masking fluid. That stuff's expensive. And I don't have it, so you do with what you got. My little fishies. I think I want a little fish here going the opposite way. One more fish, guys. One more little fish. You do this big one. The sun went down here already, so I have to keep adjusting the light on my camera. It makes things a little blurry. I don't know why. What color should I color this guy? It's going to be coming here. With my shell down here. And these little fishies going about their way here. She's kind of waving at them. Hello. I think I'll make him a clownfish like Nemo. Just really quick, giving him some color. I don't want to mess up my page. Okay. Still looks like he needs a little color. going on with my sprays? There's so many ideas out there. There's so many things you can do with those awesome little shells. Especially if you're into mermaids and the ocean. I made a mini book and I used a couple of real shells in there. Makes it, you know, look really dimensional. Makes people want to, you know, stretch their arm out and touch it. Just cutting my last fish, guys. Almost done. We're about 80%, half of the way. Okay, now my fish are cut. He's gonna go here. She's gonna go like so. Just kind of positioning everything where it's gonna go. Okay, now I'm gonna get my multimedia gel again, and I'm gonna start gluing things down. Now, because some of the stuff that we've used is water-based, like the Lindy sprays and the watercolor, those are all water-based. And when you put glue or Mod Podge or anything like that, they tend to bleed a little bit. So the solution to that is, instead of brushing it on, you pounce the glue on. And try wiping your brush, you know, every now and then, so that you don't contaminate the colors. Okay? So be brave, guys. And this is gonna, not only is it gonna glue your image down to your page, but it's gonna protect the layers that you have already done. So instead of brushing, you're gonna pounce. Okay? Here we go. I think that's a little too much. I'm gonna get a glob. And you're gonna pounce the glue on. Pounce. See, you're not only crafting, but you're giving your hand a workout. You're gonna pounce the glue on. Pounce it. Put it on. If there's any tape or anything sticking up, it's going to glue it down. I'm going to put my first fish here. Smooth him out. Get rid of any air bubbles. I'm going to wipe my brush off because it has the colors from there, and I'm going to show you guys. See, that's the color that it picked up. Because I don't want my fish to get some green or blue on it, I clean my brush. Now I'm going to pound glue on top of my image that I just glued on. Now I'm going to keep pouncing. I'm going to cover my whole surface with this. And this is what gives the effect that it's like a oil paint, or it gives it a really cool and texture effect. Just pouncing. I know it's hard to be brave after you've invested so much time, and you know, but you have to just go for it. Just go for it. Be brave. There is nothing that you can go back and fix when it's dry. I'm also going over the glittery stuff to secure it so that it doesn't flake off. And I also highly recommend you seal your images that you did with the molding paste, because with time molding paste tends to flake, and you don't want that. You want your art to last for a long time so that you can enjoy it for a long time. And you want it to, you know, survive hands and fingers, and you know, when people look at it, you want it to survive. This is going to bring the colors up. It's going to make them so bright, because watercolors tend to be a little charcoal-like. Their finishing is a little charcoal-like, chalk-like. I mean, sorry. So now I'm going to put my mermaid down. Now make sure this is where you're going to want to put her, because once she's down, you're not going to lift her up. Securing her, burnishing her. You can use a bone folder, you can use your finger. Now I got some green on her hair. That's okay. I'm not going to panic. You're trying to get rid of air bubbles. So make sure you burnish her, your images down after you apply them on your page. Now there's certain parts in her hair that I'm not going to burnish down completely, because I want to give it that extra dimension so that it looks like her hair is really floating about in the water. The same thing with her tail. I'm not going to put all of it down because I want it to be, you know, dimensional. That's good. I'm going to put glue on top of her in a little bit. Let me just glue my fish down also before the glue dries. You can use the back of a pen, anything that's going to flatten your image down and stick it well to your page. Okay. Now I'm going to put glue on top of her and the fish. And again, I'm going to pounce it. I'm not going to brush it on. This is the one step that I repeat constantly on all of my mixed media projects, whether it's on a journal or a chipboard or a canvas. It doesn't matter. This is the one step that I constantly find myself doing. So that's why I say that this is my favorite, all-time favorite. Now some of my fish got contaminated with the colors underneath it, and that's okay. I'll fix it. I'm not worried. Just make sure you get every inch of your surface with the multi-medium gel or your white glue. You can also use that school glue, Mod Podge, but I found that this is my favorite out of all of those glues. This is my favorite type of glue. Okay, I think I got my, oops, I forgot my little shell. At the bottom here. Oop. Almost out. I'm running low on my glue. Okay. Well, it's varnish. I also like using this Deco Art One Step Crackle. That's also wonderful to use on projects. I can't wait to see what you make, Debbie. Have you tried using your heat gun on top of your pearlettes? It gives it just, not pearlettes, on top of liquid pearl. That's also awesome. Can't wait till you guys show me all your stuff, your project. This is the longest part here, just waiting for the glue to dry. If you go to Facebook and on the search engine, from the search bar on Facebook, you put the craft house, it should take you to the link of the page for the craft house, for the group, and you ask to join, and then I think there's going to be a spot where you can just add your pictures. You add your pictures there, and you title it, you know, Mermaids from Facebook or whatever, from Restream. It's a good bunch, it's a great bunch of people. I think if you message Marie Hill, she can give you more information on it. I'm not done yet, almost. We're almost done with our project here. We just need to go over our images with the black pen or white pen, whatever you guys want to use, just to highlight the details on the hair, you know, trace the mermaid out, trace the fish, just, you know, making a couple more little details here and there. But the major stuff, the big stuff is already done. It's so wet. I think I'm going to get some modeling paste and use my stencil again here just to make it pop out a little bit more. This is a little sticky. I think it's dry enough for me to put some stencils. I'm going back again with my floral stencil that I used earlier with my modeling paste. This is to give it more of a 3D effect. I'm going to be very selective with what I do here. I only want certain aspects of the stencil. I have to be very careful. Just a little bit here at the bottom. Perfect. I'm going to go again with my spray, and I'm going to spray the molding paste that I just put on here, but I don't want to contaminate my image. Okay. I'm going to go and get my gold paint again and add some gold to the image I just added with my finger to the bottom here. Just randomly applying it. I like the bubbling effect. Makes it look like actual little chunks of gold on there. Let me show you. You see that? All the bubbling. Blurry again? Okay, let me see. Is that better? This is what it's looking like. Well, you can't see the details on that fish. Nail polish, huh? Can't wait to see what you're making, Debbie. Okay, so now I'm going to get my gel pen again. Or you can do this with markers or a regular black pen or white gel pen. It can be any kind of material that you have. Depends on the look that you're going for. I bought a lot of my pens and stuff like that at the dollar store. I'm going to use a fine tip marker. And I'm going to outline my mermaid. completely hair, body, everything outline. Now because of the glue and stuff that I put on here, it's picking up the marker very well. Take your time and just trace it. If it doesn't look right yet, it's okay. It will at the end. If you don't feel brave to do it with a marker, then I suggest you do it with a regular everyday pen. That works actually quite well also. You're just defining your image. And I'm not even worried if I'm going straight or not. Your page has to be dry in order for this step to go smoothly. You can also draw in the scales on her tail. Or you can leave it the way it is, or maybe somehow stamp the image, scales on her. Yeah, the gel pens work good also. It just depends on what you have and, you know, the look that you're trying to achieve. I'm going to also use my white gel pen to give it some shadow. I don't, you know, because everything is dark, I want it to pop out a little bit. So it's going to pop out by using the white gel pen, which I'll use in a little bit. Just want to finish with the black, and then I'll move on with the white gel pen. And we're like 90% done. This is the time where you can fix if any of your colors got contaminated when you put the glue. This is the time here where you can fix that. After I'm done with this, I'm going to heat set it. And I guess when I get home, I'm going to put my last and final layer of multimedia to secure the stuff I did after. Just give her a few more streaks here. You see that? How I just gave her definition again. I'm going to do the same thing with the fish. You see, you guys still can't see him. I don't know why he's not showing up. Almost done. Thank you guys for sticking along with me. I really appreciate you guys sticking around and crafting with me. I have one more set of fish to go and 95% done. think I'm going to have to go over these little fishes here. They turned a little green on me when I was adding the glue. I'm just going over certain parts with my marker and smearing it with my finger to add some shadow. You have to determine on what side of your image you want to add the shadow, either on the right side or the left side. And that's why I like using markers also, because they smear before they get dry. My machine doing the end of day statement. Okay, now I'm just going to get my white gel pen. Oh, thank you, Marie. I hope so too. Good night, Marie. See you next time. Can't wait to see your picture of what you created today. Thank you for stopping by. We're almost done here, so you won't miss much. And it's recorded, so whatever you miss, you can always come back and watch the video. I'm done also. This is done. And you can't tell right now on a lot of the details, but when I take the pictures and post them on my Facebook, you guys will be able to tell a lot of these details. Did you guys have any questions before I call it a night? Bye, Debbie. Bye, Marie. Thanks for sticking along with me. Maybe next time we can do it a little earlier. I'm about done. I'm just going to add some glitter when I get home. But other than that, it's about done.